Hey, what's up? Welcome back. Hope you have a great start to the week here. And in today's episode, it's going to be a kick in the butt. But I got a lot of messages over the weekend. As you know, I don't work on the weekend. But this morning, I saw some of these messages roll in. And these are from coaches who have been listening to the podcast. And I have actually spoken to these coaches over the phone as well. And they listened to the last podcast where we talked about sending out emails and stuff like that. And if you missed that, go check that out. I give step-by-step instruction on what to do to set up your email marketing. So go check that out after this episode. But I saw a lot of objections. Some coaches were like, well, I tried emails, but it didn't work out. Or I tried doing a couple of Facebook videos, but no one called me. I tried doing this, and anytime you ever have a conversation where you say, I did this, but this happened, that means that you probably only tried that thing one time. And this is a common recurring theme I see with coaches is, as coaches, we're really good at telling kids when they fail to keep going. But when we fail, it's like, oh, well, I tried doing it, but it didn't work out the way I thought, so I'm just not going to do it anymore. And that's very limited. That's very limited thinking, because you are preaching to kids one thing, like, hey, when you screw up in the game, keep going. But when you screw up in business or you try something and it doesn't work the way you think it's going to work, you just kind of fold, tap out, and quit. And a lot of these messages I got this morning were from coaches that have used my advice, but they did it for maybe a week or a couple of weeks. And how do I know? Well, I'm on their email newsletter, and I follow them on Facebook, whether they know that or not. And I can see there's zero consistency. So let's go back to the last message where I talked about, you need to differentiate yourself. That's key, but you can't just do that once in a blue moon. That needs to happen all the time. And it needs to be something that is a routine for you. And so writing emails, doing videos, talking to parents, selling, that's a routine. In order to have a successful business, that is a routine. That's not, all right, well, let's try it one time. Let's see what Ben's talking about and try it once. And if it doesn't work, well, we're just going to scrap it and not do it again. That's bullcrap. Because if you go and actually do research and you look at me on YouTube, my first couple of YouTube videos that I did were absolute garbage, right? I hated talking. I was very self-conscious, very nervous. It took me multiple hours to shoot a 3-minute video. And I had to learn, though. I had to learn the hard way by doing over and over and over and over again. This podcast wouldn't even exist unless initially I took those steps and started doing videos at the beginning. And so what I'm trying to tell you is, if you try doing something once and it doesn't work, well, maybe you need to try again. And maybe you need to try doing it a different way. And I see this objection again, like I said, coaches will say, well, I send out emails, but no one's emailing me back or no one's signing up. Well, then I ask, well, what are you doing every day to build your email list? How many people are actually reading your email? And then I hear, well, I don't know. Well, that's because they're not tracking it. And that's why I would use Aweber. And that's the recommended resource I would suggest you use if you haven't started sending emails. And the same with Facebook videos. Well, how do you know how many people have actually watched the video? And are those kids watching it, or are the parents? And do you have a website set up? Are we actually tracking things? Most of the time, the answer is no. Well, I don't know. Maybe I don't know how many people are looking at it. Well, then it's impossible to know if it's working or not. Because you could send an email and it's a great email, but if no one opens the email, well, guess what? No one opened the email, and there's nothing you can do about it other than figure out how to get people to read it, right? So I wanted to create this message. I know it's a kick in the butt, but if you tried something once and it didn't work, try again. Think outside the box. And if you really want my help on a deep level, I want you to go to our website at www.buildmysportsbiz.com. Click on Mastermind. From there, you'll learn how you and I can work together to build out your business. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure and leave me some feedback here on iTunes. And that's it. I'll catch you later.